What time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Wow, that worked out pretty good right there. Welcome in to another edition of your show, the Wednesday, Wednesday edition here on your show. I hope it's going incredibly well for you. If not, it's about to get a whole lot better because we always kick our show off around here with the greatest cam in the history of all the cams. It just so happens to be named the Maggie Cam. Look at that majestic beast today. Margaret, hey, look at the camera. Okay, she might not look over, but she doesn't even have to. She's so cute. The Maggie Cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, along with their beautiful dog Leroy, who just so happens to be dating Margaret, as well as Kirsten and Char and Chris, the whole team over there, doing absolutely incredible things, whatever you need for your dog or your cat, any of your pets. They have you covered there, all right? So head on over to Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Say hello, and you will notice that your day will just get a whole lot better. As she continues, she's going to have sneezies now. Hey, you're going to have sneezies. Stop it. Hey, cool it. Now say hi to everyone, quick. No, stop. You're going to sneeze. Hello. Ah, there she is. But you didn't know she could talk. There. Beautiful Maggie Cam as we make our way into our first segment of the show today. Every Wednesday, we check in all the way to the other side of the world with this man. The book is Teams That Swear by Each Other, Not About Each Other. The picture of him right there. And now we're going to magically turn that picture right there into a Zoom call as we say hello to our good friend Adrian Balarjan, a.k.a. Coach Number One. And he is on the move, my friend. Where are you rolling to today? What's going on?
I just pulled up the Montmorency train station, and I'm heading into the Melbourne, what we would call the Melbourne downtown. We call it the CBD here.
Okay, well, I'm going to let you know right now. I'm having some serious issues with the old earpiece right now, but everyone heard what you said, so just explain what's happening as you are walking. You look cold, dude. I'm just going to try to, figure out what you're saying. Go ahead. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, it is cold, Gary. So this would be the coldest day of the winter so far. It is 0 degrees. I think I might have warmed up to +2. I've had to scrape the windows today, so I had to pull the credit card out and scrape the windows on the front and the back. But I'm heading into the city. I'm running a leadership team workout. So we've got 8 leaders from a certain company, and we meet every quarter, and we go through a few things that are going to help them work better as an individual leader, and then as well as a group. How do they work better together?
It looks like you can see your breath. Can you see your breath right now?
I think I got most of that.
You can see
Yeah, you can
breath.
definitely see it. So I don't know. This is pretty good. We're having a conversation, Gary. If you can't hear me and we're having a conversation, that's pretty good.
Man, see, and I can't hear anything. So, okay, I see. I can hear you, LB. So that's sort of weird, hey? So, tell me more. Tell me more about what you're doing, old friend.
Well, I'll tell you the other thing we woke up to today. The Olympics are on, obviously. The first thing I heard on the news today was how devastating it was for Australia because Canada won in the women's soccer. So essentially with the women getting the win, that knocked out our Matildas out of any medal contention. So that was a big, a sad moment for the country here, but they're all over Jess Fox, who just won her second gold medal in canoeing. So obviously the canoeing here is very popular because we won it.
Go.
So.
I hear something about Australian women's sevens. Are you hearing stuff?
Not at all.
Okay.
But I'm
fairly competent
At lip reading.
at lip reading.
Okay. Well, you know what we're gonna do here, AJ. Hold on. We'll take this down and then we'll try back again here in a couple minutes. As we'll see if I can switch out my radio, I guess it's called. As you're saying so many good things, and even if I can't talk to you again, have a nice spiel, have a nice speech ready to go. So when we check back in, you can just address all of your adoring fans here in Saskatoon. Okay. So we'll check back in with you in a little bit here as you continue to make your walk. That one I understand. All right. Adrian Balarza, hanging out in Australia, beautiful Melbourne, Australia, as it's a little bit chilly.
Rocky.
We do have a backup here, as I think we will say hello now to our good friend. We don't even have any walk-up music, but that's okay. Let's just head on over to camera 2 and say hi to Noel. There you are. People were hearing you talking, and they were like, what's going on there? You say you can lip read.
Yeah, I think I got most of what he was talking about.
Okay.
Something about bears being in Australia.
I don't know if that's, well, bears are probably everywhere.
Koala bears, maybe?
Ah, koala bears. Something about the Aussie, what was it, LB? The Aussie women? I guess you're busy. Never mind. You keep going. We'll hang out. As he tries to connect. You know, those connections with Australia are very tough. That's one of the things we've noticed. The farther you try to zoom, usually you have a little bit more issues. But his has been really good lately. But our little Zoom setups are always trying to play tricks on us.
Down under.
Yeah. Do you know one thing I tell you for sure, our hearing pieces, like the radios are what the problems are. These guys, our hearing pieces from sound hearing impressions, Cassandra and the team, absolutely fantastic. So when this thing does connect a little bit, I can hear everything, but it cackles and it's like, it's like a bad walkie-talkie.
Well,
So as LB continues to
if we can't
do
get
that.
that figured out, I'm pretty sure I can write out from memory
Dude,
what
everything
I
that
was
was,
reading from, or what I was able to read from reading his lips.
and you know what, for the first time, I actually checked our list of things that we're going to be talked about. It looked like a good little visit we were going to have there.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at all this stuff. We're going to do Olympics. We're going to talk about Olympic basketball. That's what he was saying.
Basketball, not koala bears.
Canada
That's it.
downed Australia in Olympic basketball. And we're going to talk about the economic devastation that comes with hosting the Olympics.
That's
the
what
exact,
that big smile was about.
the exact article. If you want to lose billions of dollars, host the games. And that's been true for decades now.
I've been meaning to lose a couple billion, so
I've been
I
meaning
might
to
look into that.
ask you, again, hanging out with my man Noel here, my brother. He's in town for the week, and I said, this is your home anytime. You're always welcome here. You told me one of the funniest things that you've told me in a long time. You've told me a lot of funny things, but you had an idea. Can you please share with the people this copyrighted trademark idea that will happen at some point down the road? Because I feel like you may have just figured out how to teach guitar to both young and old and have it be very entertaining.
Oh, I thought we were going to talk. Yeah, okay, I had something completely different in mind.
We didn't have anything planned, did we?
No.
Live shows.
I
I
hope
love
not.
live shows so
I
much.
hope not.
Tell me.
Because I
about-
forget.
Tell me about it. The Count. Tell me.
Oh, we're talking about Count Rockula. It's going to be great. It would be great. It's never going to happen. But it would be a lot of fun.
Count Rockula.
Yeah, so Count Rockula is essentially your friendly neighborhood vampire. Are vampires friendly and neighborly?
This one is. He teaches you how to play guitar.
Of course he is. Yeah,
Sweet.
he teaches how to
arpeggios.
play guitar.
Yeah, that's funny. And
Yeah,
he had
that's
friends
funny.
Frankenstein and
Oh,
Wolfman.
the Wolfman, Mummy, they
Dude,
all
why are you
come
acting
over.
like this was my idea? You literally just told us to like 5 minutes ago. It's the funniest. So what he wants to do, he wants to start a kids teaching show on how to play guitar. But he would be Count Rockula.
I was telling him so he could give me some ideas, and then he's like,
We're
"Why are
making
you
it happen.
asking
It's the
me?" I was
funniest
like,
thing I've
"I
ever
don't- I
heard.
don't know that
So
stuff."
then his
Thought you
friends,
had
the
ideas.
Wolfman and Frankenstein would be there like on the drums and on the bass, and this would be a full-on show. I think that'd be really fun.
Ideas.
good.
Imagination is fun.
Speaking of ideas, should we go back and give AJ 2 more minutes here just so he can do a monologue if he wants to? Because I feel like he has some good stuff to talk about, even though we can't hear him because our receivers are down. And then we have a pre-tape we're going to get to. Count Rockula. I still can't believe you.
I don't know what that means.
You didn't even. You Noel sold that. You Noel sold that so hard. No selling in wrestling is when you get hit with a stunner and you act like it doesn't hurt. You just Noel sold the funniness on Count Rockula and his friend Frankenstein and the Wolfman teaching guitar.
We'll all learn to play the guitar Together? Yes.
You're killing me, man. You're absolutely killing me. I 1,000% in my head. I'm like, this is gonna be a banger, dude. This is gonna be so
listen
funny.
to this bit.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, no, I got nothing.
That's good.
I like playing the guitar, and sometimes I imagine dressing up as a vampire
See, and this is whenever we talk
and
about
teaching people how to play the guitar as a vampire.
live shows, this is the stuff that people are scared of. This is the reason why people don't do live shows. It's because they're always like, oh my God.
Well, because you might, yeah, it's like vampires. You start talking, you're just spitballing, and all of a sudden vampires come up, and people are afraid of vampires, and it's like, I understand why people would be afraid, because like all of a sudden you're talking about vampires, and then the next thing you're talking about is something else people get afraid of.
So we're gonna
Public
head to the Zoom
speaking?
now. We're gonna head back. I know AJ can hear me, so I'm gonna talk to him, and I'm gonna give him his 2 minutes here, and he's gonna let us know what he wants to get out there, because this is an important time. And like we do this every week, and he plans this out, and I always feel bad if our stuff doesn't work out. So let's go ahead and throw it back to him now, and he can do a quick little monologue for us, and then he can just end it with a thumbs up and a wave, and then we'll be good. As we head back over to Australia, where you can see your, look at this, beautiful. All right, buddy, take it away, and just give me a wave when you're done. I love this. The stage is yours.
Yeah, no pressure at all. Anyway, the one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, and maybe this is just a message for all the Canadians who are worried about the women's soccer team with all the cheating, the cheating that went on. If you read SportsCenter TSN, it seems like a massive, colossal fail that the world is just looking at Canada badly. Now, it is probably a fail, but over here in Australia, it's barely making the news. So I would say, don't stress out too much. Just make it better. And if we were going to talk, Gary, you might listen to this later. When we talk next time, let's talk about cheating in sport, because I think in baseball, it's almost accepted that cheating occurs unless you get caught. But they're just, anyways, that's the end of my monologue. Canada, don't worry too much about the soccer team. Just make it better. But nobody's looking down on you guys too bad, like it did in 1988 at Ben Johnson. Take care. We'll see everybody.
Amazing. There you go. The great Adrian Balarzon from Melbourne. No idea what he said, but you can tell he's a professional speaker, hey? Not just a great dude.
Wonderful smile.
Most people will get thrown off if you're like, hey, we're going to come back, just say something sweet. You know, get some points across that you wanted to use this time for, and he totally does that, which is so cool. I admire that so much.
Instantly taken back to like high school and looking at my teachers, and they're just talking. And I'm sure I could hear them. And it's just like, it was the same thing as like, what's going on,
We
man?
can see the lips moving,
Like,
but no words are coming out.
Yeah, at least he was smiling.
Oh, that is so fun. Well, I'm sort of ashamed to admit that we did prepare. We always prepare when we set up for these, because we've had issues with these transmitters before. This guy doesn't. I normally don't with anything else, but around here, you know, we try to keep it very professional. It's very outside of my comfort zone. But we do have a previously recorded segment that we were going to play when we were done talking to the great Coach Number One. And I feel like we can get set to go to that, as we have a new show that's going to be debuting. Not just tonight. Dude Podcast coming in hot tonight. Network Ryan said today is the day. We have a new show with our friend here that we'll be releasing probably next week. He's working on the intros while he's on the road right now with his band. He's been on this show a couple of times, and he is back yet again. It is time now for... Welcome to Uncle Grandma's Story Time.
Let's go.
It feels good.
Wahoo.
It feels good. It feels really good to say it.
There's only one.
I think that's the one.
I like it. Got to get a graphic going.
I want some more of it. Remember that song?
I like it a lot. Oh, now you're stumping me. I was just being like, that's that band.
I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I have no idea who it is.
I
don't know who's done
so hard. I can't rise above
don't
it.
even think I know another word to that song.
Oh, you're going to make me Google it now.
No googs.
Well, you can
Googs it?
you can sing it, and it might recognize it.
Well, clearly we'll get copyrighted because it'll be so exact.
I like it. I love it. Isn't that Garth Brooks?
It could be.
I like it. I love it.
Honestly, it could be Travis Tritt. It could be the Tattahoochee guy. It could be the band Alabama, for all I know.
I like Tim friggin' McGraw.
That was the guy. He's basically like a mix of everyone we just said.
Yeah.
I feel like one of the coolest things that I've just recently learned about was your appearance on a podcast called Kill Tony. Now, it's the biggest podcast in the world. I had no idea this podcast existed until you showed me your appearance on it.
Like
And now,
last week.
Yeah, man. And now I'm just like, this is insane. It's the coolest thing. Like you were telling me, yeah, I put my name in last second. And your whole story about how you were sweating all day and you stunk and you were on mushrooms and you were like, literally the last second in, threw your name in the bucket. And then you got your name pulled out of the bucket.
Yeah, essentially,
crazy.
like that's exactly what happened. Like just wanting to go and see it was like something I thought about for years listening to it.
Okay, so now
like-
walk us through it. Can you just tell me
Okay.
how this happened? Because it's so intriguing to me. It's so cool.
I've been listening to the podcast for years. A friend of mine was just like, you got to listen to this. You know, you get a minute, do the whole thing. If you know what Kill Tony is, you get it. I won't re-explain that. But what happened was I was on the road. I actually was playing out in the mountains, and our last show was on like a Sunday night in Banff. And
Stay in the weird house?
no,
Weird room, no?
it was at the bar across the street.
Oh, no weird room for you.
No,
That's too bad.
No, we actually
Love that band
I had an Airbnb in Calgary after that for like 3 days because I was gonna wait around
that's
because
what
the
it was,
show was like on a whatever it was Tuesday or Wednesday in Calgary, and I was just gonna wait around till then. And then my roommate was coming from Saskatoon, and I was just gonna hop in with him instead of going back with the band. So
Okay.
we were really excited to go to this Kill Tony show in
Yes.
Calgary. It was at like the Hotel Blackfoot.
Yeah,
Like
the luxurious
the-
Hotel Blackfoot.
And like I remember these shows came up and it was just like, oh, I'm so close. Like
right there.
we can't
You
book
gotta
this
do
one
it.
day. I got to go to
Yeah.
this. So hung out with friends in Calgary for a couple days. Got kicked out of my Airbnb the day of that show, pretty early in the morning. So like I wandered around.
Oh, yeah. They wouldn't let you stay longer, right?
No.
Yeah.
And they kicked me out. I'm out on the street. It was January, and this is January 2020, like right before COVID.
Yeah.
So nothing had really popped off yet. Nothing was really happening. So I was just walking around, going to look at stuff, like
With all
day
your
shopping.
Gear. All your gear.
I had I had a
Everything.
backpack. I had like my luggage. I had winter clothes on, but it was really nice out that day.
Yes.
Winter boots, the whole thing. And so I would periodically walk around parts of 17th Ave and then just go take a break in a park and sit there for a while. And like, was just like, well, you know, I could like go do something, go to a museum or like get a cab, go somewhere. Like, no, I'm just going to walk around. And so
Get your steps in.
the microdosing mushrooms thing just kind of accidentally happened when I was searching through my bag. I was like, oh, there's that guy from
Surprise.
whenever that just handed those to me. Like, I got nothing better to do. And I didn't really have very much. It was just like whatever.
Little tickle.
And then quite enjoyed my day after that. Everything kind of
Funny how that works, eh?
went up.
Gets a little bit better.
it was quite nice. So by the time my friend had gotten into town, he still had to go to his sister's place because we were picking them up. So we picked them up, and we were approaching the gig, like the comedy show right as soon as it was basically happening.
It
Like
is a
we were
gig.
just tight, and I was getting really nervous. I'm like, oh man, like
missed the bucket.
with this show, if they start and we're like walking into the show, we're gonna get eaten alive like right away. Like, don't want that to happen. So we were getting in, and then we turned around. Me and my friend just looked at each other. It was like, did you sign up? I'm like, no, I didn't sign up. You signed up? Bam. We went back to the line, signed up.
What's it like signing up? What do you have to do?
It's just at the front door.
And do you
Like
just,
this was at when they were running it different. It's different in Austin the way they run it now.
Oh, okay.
But I'm pretty sure it would just be at the front, like at the ticketing area. It's like, do you want to sign up or are you buying
Yeah.
tickets? It's like, okay, because if you sign up, you don't buy a ticket. You just might get picked out of a hat.
Really?
Currently, they put you at a bar across the street.
Yeah.
Currently, that's what they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah,
but
that's what they say. And then when they wait for that guy to come in, they bring up someone from the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the traveling shows back in the day, there was none of that. It was just people who had bought tickets can sign up, like,
Yeah.
because they're traveling, everyone's there, like, that's just the way it
That's how
was.
it goes, yeah.
So they cut all the names up, they throw them in the thing, and it was funny. Like, it was a good show. We're all having a pretty good time because we all kind of took a pinch out of this bag of mushrooms, and very, like, I don't think I was like messed up. I thought I was feeling quite good. Everything was super funny.
In
The
the zone.
two of my friends, shout out Ted and shout out Simon, and Simon's sister and brother-in-law, they're hilarious too. But like, these two guys, out of all the people that I know in my life, have some of the funniest laughs and the most contagious laughs. Like, other people in the room will laugh at them laughing.
That's a boss move
And,
to have.
and they're
To have that
sitting
in your
on either
pocket?
side of me.
Yeah, okay.
It was like,
We're getting set up.
oh man. So pretty much most of the like first half hour of the show, if you watch the episode, you can hear them clear as day if you know what their
you know what their
laughs
laughs
sound
are,
like.
yeah.
Yeah. It was like they're right there. And Red Band, one of the hosts,
Yeah.
he kept looking over and
At the
giggling.
laugh?
Yeah. Because I don't want to do either of their laughs because they're too hard to do. One of them's really high pitched and the other one's just like super loud. It's
It's a good duo.
it's a fun group to be around.
Yeah.
Real funny thing is, a couple of friends of ours from Calgary were there and sitting like right up front at the front of the stage, and they also have very loud,
Laughs?
abrasive laughs.
I feel like you paid off all the best laughers in the business.
That's-
Brought them in.
Well, at this time, we were just watching people bomb. Like, it was
Yeah,
bad,
that's a tough start.
and we're laughing. We just had a great time.
That's the beauty of it.
Waitress drops off this big jug of a drink to me. I'm like, oh, thank you.
yes.
And then they called my name, and Ted just, boom, he smacked me as hard as he could. I was like, ow. He's like,
is it?
did you hear that? I'm like, that didn't just happen. He's like, go,
That's what I'm saying.
go.
How did that feel?
Like,
Was it like nerve wracking or uplifting or like just like,
Grade
freeze
2.
up?
It
Grade
felt
2.
like grade
I
2
like
getting
that.
called to the front of the class.
Yeah. It's like,
Where it's
holy
like, you
shit.
know, you have to do this.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, like, you have to. You signed up, and then
Yeah.
it's just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't have a minute of jokes. I had 5 things in my head that I was like, I could go on one of these topics, and I can't jump to one or the other because I don't like writing stuff like that down. It's more like having a set list, like a music set list. When you write a set list for the band, it's like, okay,
Yeah.
we got 45 minutes.
Put
We're
it
going to
all
play
together.
these 11 songs or 8 songs, however many can fit in that time.
Yeah.
So it's like, if I got a minute, which one of these stories
Am I
can I
gonna take?
cut down and say really fast?
That's one of the funniest parts, by the way, is how Tony explains this. So you have 1 minute, you get called up, you got 1 minute to go. When you hear the sound of a cat meowing, meow, that means your 1 minute's up. And then if you keep going, you get the angry
West
Bear.
Hollywood Bear. Or in every town, he would bring up either the gay club or the gay part of town.
Nice.
Very like old school. I love comedians like that who always do the daily research of the
Yeah.
place that they're at.
You get a
Andrew
little nod
Schultz
to
is
the
really
town.
popular for
Yeah.
that. Like the crowd work stuff is cool, but like I think that used to be like a Bob Hope thing
Oh, yeah.
because Bob Hope was
From that
really
connection.
good.
Man of the people.
Yeah, and he would go in and you make it a part of everything.
Yeah.
So he's always really funny with that.
That's awesome.
So do the thing that I said.
How
I
the
was
hell
just
do
like,
you
what's
pick?
the most embarrassing thing that I can say? And like, because I don't feel very comfortable right now.
Yeah.
And I'm approaching the stage, and then I see my buddy Nate, Big Nate from Calgary, and his wife
Nate.
JL,
There you
who have housed me more times than I can count
Wow. They're like
in
family,
Calgary.
They're like family of Uncle Grandma. They'd be like auntie
For anybody who's been to Calgary, played at either Vern's,
Grandpa.
well, not Vern's. What am I saying? I don't know. So many clubs. He works at the Ironwood now as a sound guy. But
Ironwood. Okay.
yeah, Nate is like, I don't know, he's 6'7",
Big Nate. Not
Can't
just
miss
a clever
him.
name, yeah.
big, loud laugh. And
He's
so
in there right when you're going up,
right when I was going up.
and you can see him.
No, as soon as he got up there, it was a white light, and he can't see a thing. I can't see my toes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've been on a couple stages before. That was scary. That was like terrifying.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Because it blanks your mind too if you're not
And
like
it's-
sharp.
And you're not drumming.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wanted to, because the band was there, I wanted to get into the Mexican drum off thing.
So explain what that is real quick.
It's just, so they found that like when bad comedians would come up, like in the history of the show, they used to have a lot of trash comedians and they make fun of them. It's like, you're not even a comedian. Can you do anything?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can play drums. It's like, okay, if you're better than our drummer, we'll give you the job.
Yeah.
And that's the basis of that. And that was a joke for years. The whole time I'd been listening, it would happen every couple, months. Like, it wasn't a regular thing. It would just end up being, if someone sucked, can you do anything else? I could play drums. And some guys would go up there and they were pretty good. And like, some of them were good comedians too. They're like, can you do anything else? Yeah, I can play drums. It's like,
Okay.
well, now they, doubled it up. Maybe they can get more work out of this or something like that. It's really good for them. So I didn't know what I was doing signing up. It was more of like, you go to Disney World, you get the picture of you with Mickey. It's like, you go to the Kill Tony show, just sign up.
Yeah. that's what
Go,
you do.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so not really having a plan is, like I said, something very embarrassing. And it was like, I think that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not sure if that was a joke, but it's more just like talking about my stupid, dumb life and kind of putting a twist on it. And then let's get done with this.
Quite the twist.
And
Yeah, but you didn't even get a meow.
no, I think
got
it
out
was
too
under
early?
50 seconds
Yeah.
or something. But then he made fun of my gut.
Yeah.
And then,
And he said,
asked
why
if I was a drummer, or asked what I did, and it was a session drummer. And session drummer just kind of fell out of my mouth. I'm not sure if that's what it's called that I do.
You're like a drummer for hire.
Yeah.
But with your
And-
buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there was a point in time where I did kind of go and play every gig that was asked of me,
Yeah.
and trying to fit that in my life, and it was
Crazy.
pretty bizarre.
That's where the stories come from.
Yeah, and
Literally.
and because deal with so many different people, sometimes on a daily basis, 2 8-person bands, and then go play with a rock band at night, and then jam with the death metal band, and here's a reggae band.
So
And, it's
cool.
just, it got too convoluted. So now it's like condensed down to, I think there's 4 main projects that I work with regularly, and it's all in our own time.
I think too that people, when they think session drummer, they think of like a guy who only drums for like a studio. Like that's what I picture. Is like
That's-
a guy who's hired
that's
by a
what it is.
studio to drum. Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah.
So that was the hard thing about that falling out, is like, I didn't explain myself. That's not necessarily what it was, but I did say that I was on the road, and that's what I've always wanted to do with drums. I wanted to practice, I wanted to teach, I want to jam with people and all kinds of people, to learn different types of music so I can just fill my head full of stuff. And like,
Yeah.
I just want to hear it all. I want to be able, as soon as I hear it, I want to be able to do it. And if I can't sit there by myself. I have to play. I have to practically use it to learn it better. So like, I always seek out different things, perhaps out of what people think I would do, or out of my comfort zone. I do it all the time. But, I know a bunch of people from a certain genre of music.
Yes.
And there's people attached to that. And then when they hear that you're over here playing at like some gala, and you got to dress up to go do this, and it's like, so you're going to like a wedding
Dress up to go
gala
do this.
after this, and then we're doing a Jewish wedding, and it's like, we got to play the horas and the whole thing, which
it.
has to be some of the funnest wedding I've ever been to. Was the last Jewish wedding that we played. Holy crap!
Amazing.
Sidebar. So now getting back to Kill Tony,
Yeah, so here,
I
let
just
me,
wanted to
let me set this out, because
Yeah.
I want to know what's going through your head after Tony asked you. You know what that means, right? And you're
Well-
like, yeah. Like, are you like ready? Like, were you prepared to get on the drum set?
every single person that didn't know me there, which was all of them, other like the 6 people that were in there were the loudest in the room.
Yeah.
already.
Oh, yeah.
And
Crowd was
they
going
were
nuts.
waiting for something to happen, so they blew up. The
Yeah.
crowd sounded nuts,
Crazy.
and it's mostly them. Because the
And-
other
and your
groups of
buddies
people are
too,
all
like-
like, oh.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, my buddies were like,
Lose.
like just like,
Like
do
really high
this.
and really loud.
Do this.
That's it.
And so I had a whole plan.
Okay, this is what I want. Yes.
Plan didn't work out. I don't want to get too graphic here. I don't have a
think we
drumstick.
can. There you
But
go.
like the whole thing, like I wanted to do this like
gravity blast.
gravity blast thing.
Love a
But,
good gravity
like,
blast.
I was thinking if I ever got up to do a Mexican drum off, it has to be funny.
Yeah.
I got to
Stage
incorporate
presence,
something funny
important.
in there and whatever. So I was gonna stick my hand down my pants and like through the fly, like have the stick out and my hand down my pants and I right at the beginning of the solo. That was the plan. But I had these pants on, my snow pants, and they have like a little carabiner like clip thing,
Oh no.
and it wasn't like a real belt.
It's like a chastity belt.
Yeah, so I get up there and I was thinking, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do that.
Oh no.
Oh no! And I kind of put my hand in the waistband of my pants, and the thing clicked open. And I'm like, so if I try and do this, my pants are just gonna fall
They're
right
going
off,
down,
and
yeah.
this
There's
would
no
be
way.
even more fucked up. So I was like, I can't do this, and thinking like, I want to start off doing that. How am I gonna do this? And then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this underneath my leg, but
So-
I didn't want to put my foot up on his drum
Drum
stool with my wet boots on because I had wet snow boots on.
Stinky boots.
So I take my shoes off, and it was just like, like I know my
that
when my
smell.
feet smell
Yeah.
bad.
You know.
That was toxic, like toxic bad, and you could tell like they kind of both like
Everyone's
double
like,
took
"Cool
at me,
boy."
like, what did you just do? And like
Yeah.
I had taken my hoodie off, and I'm just like, oh no, like all right, I'm gonna do this, and I stuck my foot under there, did this thing.
Stinky foot.
And like,
Oh.
one of the things I've always thought was really funny about playing drums is people that let go of their sticks. I hit my sticks, and sticks go flying all the time.
Yeah.
And you always have like a bag sitting around somewhere nearby so you can grab them quick. But I'm always of the mind that I'm gonna pick up the one that just fell and keep going. Like,
Yee.
so with the good limb that I have, keep.
back.
And I always thought that would be, funny at a show if you saw a drummer, you didn't lose the beat, but
Yeah.
you went and picked up the stick and
You
like
kept it together. and
I've been
you picked
doing
it up.
that my whole life.
It's your move, man.
I think
move.
it's my move
I think you should copyright it.
on video.
Copyright, trademark.
So, yeah, there's a bunch of sticks lying around all over the ground, and Joelberg, the drummer, he had just stuff lying everywhere. So it was like, there's sticks. This is gonna
I'm
be
good.
fine.
Yeah.
So I'm doing stupid stuff,
There was a lot of, dude, you
And-
also got the crowd clapping.
trying
That
to get
was
the crowd
wild.
into
You
it because
did
I was
get them
like,
into
yeah,
it.
I couldn't get them to laugh right off the bat, so I got to
without the
get them
gravity
in.
blast.
Yeah.
You got him up, the big smile, like, come on, let's go. And then
Try
the
it.
whole crowd starts, and then Tony all of a sudden like, oh, okay.
And then, yeah, it wasn't very long. It's nothing, it's just playing fast. I tried to do some of the things that Joelberg does because I've watched so many of his drum solos.
Yeah.
I tried to do what he was doing,
He
but
was
faster
upset. He
and
was
with kind of like
mad.
a different flair to it. I don't know if he caught that, but that was just kind of like my homage to that, to him.
This is
There's
such
like,
a
and doing this crazy fill thing. So all I really wanted out of that scenario was Joelberg is hilarious at roasting people. It's a roast
Very
show.
funny. Yeah.
And he came out and his like famous lines, you idiot. He always calls people an idiot, and that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
I was like, if he comes out and says I'm an idiot,
That's it for me.
perfect. I'll go sit down now. Like, I'm done.
That's it. Mission
And-
accomplished.
And that's basically kind of what happened. But he comes out and dressed the way he did, and that
Can we
whole
talk
schmear.
about his outfit?
Yeah, it's the Borat outfit, and he's got dildo on his head. He's got the other
unicorn dildo.
legendary purple dildo.
He's got the legendary purple and the normal size dildo.
and the regular size dildo. But yeah, he came out and threw the purple dildo at
With
me.
the
and I was like,
tombstone. He
I've
had a
been-
tombstone for you too, man. He was
Yeah.
angry.
And
He was so mad.
I think a lot of people are like, I can't believe you touched that thing. And it was like, you kidding? Like, it's just a stage prop that they've
Hasn't
used
actually been
for
used, yes.
years.
Yeah,
Like,
it's famous.
they've been using this forever.
Yeah.
So,
Throws
like-
the dildos at you, and then he sits down. First thing he says to you,
oh, yeah, it makes fun of, mocks me a little bit. You idiot! And I'm just like,
he gets it right off the bat. He
Yes!
does it right
can
off
I,
the start.
Can I go sit down now? No, you
no,
sit
you stay
there.
right there. Yeah.
Like, shit.
Don't-
So-
no shitting or jacking off.
Yeah. And so then he does his thing, and I was just like, yeah, I'm, you know, whatever. Like, as far as drum stuff goes, it's just playing drums. Like, you just want to get a crowd response.
It was incredible.
And Joelberg is absolutely hilarious. He comes out and he tackles me. He put his, like,
Right on your nose.
it
Right
did.
on your
Like,
nose. Yeah, you can see it.
Tony was like, oh, he put his ass in his face. It was like,
put
no,
his ass in his
it
face.
right on the tip of my nose.
Legit.
It was
So
whatever.
you'll forever have that bond.
Yeah, and he didn't apologize after. He was laughing. It was super funny when I went and stood in line and shook hands with them afterwards at just the meet and greet thing.
Yeah.
And anybody can just stay and get your poster signed or whatever it is. And it was stupid. There's me and Sam Walker, who's on the show.
Yeah.
Another comedian, and a guy named Sam Benty, who's on the show.
Sam
Also
and
a
Sam.
very hilarious comedian. They're both from Calgary.
Do they both have one M in Sam?
I think so.
Interesting. I guess I don't really know any Sams with two M's.
Yeah.
All right. So you're sitting there with Sam and Sam.
Well, we were all in line just going to try to talk to them, and there was like separate lineups.
for each person?
Yeah, we're in line, and other people were coming up to talk to all of us. So there was like a line in a line.
Oh.
And we were all picked
You were
on the
picked, you
show.
were up, yeah. So I see what you're saying. now.
So there's like a
the people
line,
who weren't called up, and the people
And then
who
there's
were.
a second line.
Yeah,
And we
all right.
were all kind of walking in. It was really weird.
That is weird.
And I saw a bunch of people there that I didn't know were there from Calgary, that I know from metal shows or know from
the
playing
scene.
like in a rock band or playing in a country band. There's such a wide gamut of people at that show that I've met in many different places, and it was very strange. So since then, it's got like a bunch of plays. A lot of people I know have seen it.
crazy.
If you haven't seen it, go watch it.
Hold on, what happened?
The show is hilarious.
Did you get to talk to Joel Humberto?
I got to see them real quick and take a quick selfie of it and everything, and they were all super nice. Like,
Well, yeah, of course, they're nice.
Jeremiah Watkins was just like, wow. Like, he was so nice. Like, complimenting, and Joel's just like, fuck that, man. I've seen 6-year-olds do that shit on the internet. Like, whatever. And he just wouldn't let me have it. And he's just smiling, and he was just like...
You could
Yeah,
tell,
yeah.
man. He was scared.
But
he was
he's
scared.
he's so snappy, and it's like, I'm like, man, it's a fucking comedy show. Like whatever. Like, I'm definitely not a
Dude,
comedian.
So the breakdown here is that you beat him in the Mexican drum off. So you
From-
should have been going.
Some people say from crowd response
Crowd
that mine
response
was a lot
bigger.
louder.
Even Tony admitted it, and then he tried to blame the Canadian bullshit. It's like,
But-
well, the Canadians always cheer for their own.
Yeah, and those 6 guys came through at the end. Like, there was a lot of...
You
it
won
was
the
very
Mexican
loud.
drum off. That's the point of this story in my mind. You got screwed.
But, like, to be on there at the time to replace Joelberg as a comedian, like that, it's just like, it's not possible.
Yeah.
But currently right now, as the band stands, like, they have the awesome fucking band that's like Gary Clark Jr.'s band from Austin.
So sick.
And like this, with the connections they have and everything, like Michael Gonzalez, the current Mexican drummer, which is funny that they ended up with another Mexican guy. But he does the same thing. There's been Mexican drum offs against him. And Joel and him did one at the Hollywood Bowl this year.
Against
and like,
each other?
Yeah. And it's hilarious. It was all a part of the show, right?
Yeah.
But
Like choreographed.
Gonzalez isn't a comedian. So can you go in there and legitimately get that like drumming job? Because there's some sick ass replacement drummers that have come in, just like when Mike's doing
Just
other
fill in,
stuff.
yeah.
The guys that replace him there are just unreal. Like super sick. Like, are you free tonight? Yeah, I can come do the gig. And these guys are just monsters. Like places like Texas, Louisiana, Nashville, everywhere, like where the musicians are, they're just of a different caliber than anything that we've seen in Canada to a certain point, because the saturations of really good music programs, because of like football and college, like high school,
huge.
like
It's
marching
huge.
band and all
Yeah.
that stuff. There's massive,
Gymnastics.
Well, everything that
Yeah.
needs especially with musicians, I've always found that I think it's more attached to the larger amounts of people and their high
clearly,
school
yeah.
programs,
Bigger
which
pools.
move into college programs, where people can just move and play music throughout the whole thing. And like, so if you're a snare drummer since you were 9 and you've been playing in college
I was a
band
snare
or whatever,
drummer.
those guys probably by the time they're 28 or 30 years old can just, start playing in sick bands. Or the guys who grew up playing in church, like just sick players, they can go and play any type of music. Just sit them in and they can play anything. Give me a song. They know tens of thousands of songs. There's guys like that everywhere.
I was a snare drummer from grade 7 to grade 8.
In like a line?
No, just in band.
It was just the one.
I
They
just
had
played
the one snare drum.
Yeah.
There was no other snare drummers.
No, just me.
Just you.
That was horrible. Just horrible.
You could keep everybody in line though.
That was the job, yes. That's all it was. Sometimes I get demoted to the cymbals.
You just gotta. It's the
It's
faces.
hard in there. The drummer face.
If you don't make that, well, then it looks like you're just, not having a good time.
You got to be happy back there.
Yeah. So I just thought that going to get on that show again, I would come up with more comedy.
Well,
I
do
would
you have
want to
any-
sign up
do you have
to
any-
get that drumming job, though.
Do you have any
and make an argument for it?
connections? Do you have any connections with them at all?
Like
that you
I've
could use?
texted. This is back when like after it happened, like right when William Montgomery was getting big. David Lucas was first on the shows. They were commenting on stuffs on the Reddit page, and like there was other things like that. But now all these guys have gotten so big. Like they just said the other day, William Montgomery's like number 2 on Cameo, and he's
Crazy.
like
That's insane.
one of the main regulars from Kill Tony. That's why he's the
That's why
popularity
he's
he
there on
is.
Cameo. It was through
But
that
now
show.
he's at number 2 on Cameo. These guys are friggin' millionaires.
Monsters. They're monsters,
Like,
man.
it's
Yeah.
nuts.
All because of Kill Tony.
Yeah, and this was right before the whole thing changed. Like when they used to tour it a lot. I think they'll probably tour the show again, but they do have a very good thing going at the mothership.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
Austin is an extremely fun place to be, and to have the conjoining of the music and the comedy is why I like that show the most, because right now comedians have kind of almost not stolen, rightfully so, but they're playing more arenas than rock bands do. And
That's a stat.
and it's just, if there's more combinations of like the ilk of comedy and like variety show style shows,
Yeah.
where it's like not just the one thing. You have this guy and then you have this guy, and it's like
Jim
not
Brewer
like Gallagher or whatever,
Jim
but
Brewer
like,
and Metallica.
exactly.
Yeah.
Love it. Love
Badass.
it. And like I remember asking Sam Walker at one point, just being like, I want to play shows with you. He's like, oh, you actually have like time? You can do like 5 or 10 minutes? I was like, no, with
Dude.
my death metal band.
Yeah.
I want you to come and intro
yeah.
my death metal band.
He's
We
so
only
sick.
have like 25-minute sets. And he's like, I don't know what you
understand.
want me to
Yeah,
do.
what are you saying?
It's like, do comedy. It's
Dude,
it's
do
a
your
great
thing.
crowd. It's
Yeah.
your crowd.
That's it.
He's like, they're all like look like me. Look
Dude,
like pedophiles.
they're all gonna
like,
they're all gonna laugh at you.
jeez. But like he gave some good arguments on why that was a bad idea. But still, the combinations of having like music and comedy in the same night, that goes back, Gene Krupa,
Yeah.
Ed Sullivan, like all those early shows where like the drummer was the master of ceremonies.
Yeah.
He was the leader of the band, but he'd also come out and do bits, and he'd like it
part of the
was like
team,
a whole
right there.
thing. It's all one guy.
Yeah.
And do tap dancing, do the whole thing. It's a big entertainment deal. I think there should be more of that connection.
Yeah.
So I love that show for that, and I'm glad that I got to be a part of history in a way.
It's,
To redeem myself, I don't know if I'm allowed to. Like, I don't have to, but I would love to go and make an argument.
That would be great.
If I ever got pulled on that show ever again, I would try and actually get that drum job.
I don't know much about anything. One thing I can tell you is that your crowd response was louder than Joel's crowd response. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
So if you look at it from strictly just that, you, at the very least, should get a chance to redeem yourself.
I
Go
think so.
somewhere neutral where we don't have the Canadian excuse, so Tony can't say the Canadians were doing it.
Well, I want to go down there. I want to go to Austin.
Bring it to Austin.
And funny enough, when I was in Austin, for the second time in a short period of time, I was there with a band called We Were Lovers from Saskatoon.
I love them.
And
Love We Were
Elsa
Lovers.
and Ash
Yeah,
had
Elsa and
gotten
Ash.
me to play
The best.
at South by Southwest with them as a hired guy because they couldn't get anybody at short notice. It was like 2 weeks prior, or it was very short. It was
Yeah.
like, okay, can you do this? I'm like, okay. So I went down with them, and we played at a couple different places, but at this one place was called Friends Bar, and I was looking at where the Comedy Mothership is because they kept talking about this old Alamo Draft House and this and this and that. Like, I don't really know where that would be, but they said it's on 6th Street, so I looked at it on a map. It's like, where's Friends Bar? I'll find Friends Bar on a map and kind of go down
You know
the
from
street,
there,
and it's
yeah.
like the next,
Right
like,
there.
it's right there. It was
You're
like, that's the
literally
only
next door.
place that I really remember in Austin on 6th Street is now, so I know exactly where to go.
You know what's up.
There's this little weird feeling that if I were to be able to see any of them on the street, like I would somehow be able to, remind Tony or Red Band very quickly. Who cares? I don't really care. But there's some
Most
kind of
people-
weird feeling
Most people
that I would need to go and try it. I need to go do it.
Most people thinking like that would be called stalkers, but not you in this situation. And I think that's funny because you legit know that they're looking at me like, that's the dude that beat Umberto. That guy got screwed out of Kill Tony.
Well, the cool thing is too, like they say, it's like 200 and some or 250. Sometimes people sign up like every week to get onto the show.
Yeah, it's huge.
And a lot of them are the same comedians from Austin area, or they're traveling in, or whatever it is. They're there for vacation. And like some of them are really well known, like repeat people that get their name pulled out. And just to go sit at that bar with all those people, I would recognize a whole bunch of them because I'm like a diehard. I've seen
You
every
know.
episode.
Yeah.
And
That's your show.
yeah, and recognize all these people. Even that would be cool.
Yeah.
Just be like,
Just to be around it.
yeah. I don't want like an alumni pin. I don't want like anything like that. I just want to make my argument about the drum job. And I think I would be very good at that job because if I were to do stand-up comedy, I would want to be behind a drum kit.
It's your safe space.
It is.
Yeah.
I feel way more comfortable there, and I could use it to my benefit for, but
Man.
Not
How many
necessarily.
other trick moves do you have besides the Wiener Gravity Blast?
Trick moves?
Yeah.
The only one I've been doing the old wishy-washy up slap.
Like flipping it
Back
up and
rat?
over? Like this?
I just hit it upside down like you're from the 80s.
Oh, yeah, up and down. Yeah, okay. Okay.
What is that? Maybe Ricky Rocket was doing that. I don't know.
Ricky Rocket.
And I remember seeing this guy, Zoltan Chaney is his name. He's a Zoltan.
It's a great movie.
He's like a Californian guy. He's a hired drummer. And really long. I think he played with Vince Neil for a while, like a
shit.
bunch of different people. But he's all over the place, and he kicks his hi-hat. He's always and doing that. So I started doing that. I find that very fun. Sound guys
sounds
don't like it
amazing.
when you kick their mic, but it's really fun doing stupid things.
You
That's
know-
been the new secret weapon.
As a guy who's had to buy mics, I don't get why everyone gets so upset. Like, I love when I guess sometimes they break, but honestly, it's how bad is it to see a mic drop? Like, I
Mic
love
drop.
mic drop. Like, to see a guy kick a cymbal, I'd gladly replace a mic. Now, of course, if any of these broke, I'd be upset because they're expensive, but as long as it was in a cool way is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to make it look cool
Yeah.
and put it at the right time or
Yeah.
do something. I don't know. I don't like sitting so much anymore. Like when I play with Arcana Kings, go to Arcana Kings,
Hell yeah.
Instagram pages, all that
Check
other
'em
stuff. We're going to be in Sturgis all next week.
Hell yeah.
Actually, 12 days in a row.
That's me on a bike.
Nun.
You think I could ever pull off a biker?
I wouldn't do that. They'd probably beat you up.
Well, what if I called him pretty first?
You're talking. Oh, not pull him off his bike, or you could just pull it off.
It's like pull him off.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you could.
I was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I took a chance. I see why I stand up so hard now. I feel great shame. I've lost all my confidence. I'm at 0 now.
You would
I leave the
fit
comedy
in
to
like a dirty shirt.
I do like to be dirty. Like, not actually dirty. I shower every day, but it's so hot out. I'm always sweaty.
Yeah,
So,
and so is everybody there.
yeah. It's like the swamp feet at Kiltony.
Oh, so gross.
Sorry.
So gross.
I just think that's such a good dynamic with all that. Welcome to Uncle Grandma's Story Time. Whoa, that was trippy. Well done. There it is. Again, Uncle Grandma and his stories. Debuting very soon. Hopefully next week. He just sent me a message from the road as he's putting an intro together. So that's another new show to look forward here on the Dufferin Avenue Media Network. Let's check in again with the Maggie Cam before we head out for the day. Let's see what's going on down there. Oh, look. Oh, look, the Maggie Cam. It keeps getting better. Proudly brought to you by our good friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. Mike and Rochelle and Maggie's, well, a little bit worried about Leroy and Maggie's relationship right now because it looks like Uncle Noel's taken over as, man, is it comfy down there? It looks really comfortable.
It's not bad yet.
Yeah. You guys look like you're having a really good time. So if you're looking for any pet supplies or human supplies, if your human needs to get, a re-up on some food, head on over to Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer. And Mike and Rochelle will take care of you just like they take care of these two jabronis right here. See, one day we should just do a whole show from the Maggie Cam, hey?
Yeah.
We can get a mic set up down there and do the whole thing. That'd be fun. Hi, Maggie. Hi. Oh, as we get set to call it another day, I want to give a special shout out to our buddy Kevin over at Hammer Time Roofing as they have begun advertising here for the rest of the roofing season. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Welcome again to Kevin and the team at Hammer Time Roofing, as well as our good friends over at Aquaman Limited. Not just underwater drones. They're saying everyone's asking about the underwater drones now all over the place. And they do so much more. Water sampling, water monitoring. Head to their website. Check them out. Aquaman Limited, again, in Alberta and in Saskatchewan, as well as our friends over at SCS Concrete, Deneb Finishing, Nickel Plumbing and Heating. We have such an incredible team here of people that have come together and are of same mind in our goal of making this world a better place and doing good things and having good things happen to you. So if you want to be a part of that, watch this. Here it comes. Serve one up for you. Head on over to DufferinAv.com. Whether you want to content create or you want to sponsor, you want to advertise, maybe you have a fundraiser you need some help with, we are here to make this world better. We want to help you, so help us help you. Head to that website. It's the easiest website you will ever have to basically navigate, as our good friend Royal Andy created it. And when he said, I said, dude, you need to make it so a guy like me can use it. So there's no ads on there or anything. It's very streamlined. It's got our shows. It's got the buttons you click to sign up and do things with us as we make our way for. Ooh, did somebody order a non-alcoholic beverage of choice? I believe so. The party continues down under. Okay, I think we are ready to play me out, Sam. Like the kids say, play us out. There it is. Beautiful. Noel, are you going to play the piano? Yeah, there it is. A little bit higher, a little bit higher. Yeah, right there. Perfect. Now, bring it to the side a bit. Yeah. It's like the Addams Family hand. What's his name? Thing? What's it, Thing, Noel? Who's the hand on Addams Family? Thing. Not to be confused with The Thing from Fantastic Four fame. What a great show. To LB, dude. You're like the firefighter. You're like my brother Davey today, man. You're in there just putting them all out as we made it through. And I say it all the time. This is what makes this show and this whole thing we're doing here so special, because we go live every single day. Anything can happen at any time. You can get one of these put in your lap between your legs from under the table, and it's still part of the show. It's very real, and that's what we're all about. So thank you to you, LB, for allowing us to be live each and every day and doing this thing. To my man, Noel, thank you for stopping by again, as he's here all week. Can't wait to see. Hopefully make it back tomorrow, Friday. We're going to get into it a little bit more, too. That's going to be a lot of fun. So you are a saint. Thank you for doing what you do. Adrian Malarzon, coach number 1 from Australia. Thank you to him for his monologue that he did as we gave him some FaceTime because this is his time each and every week on Wednesday. So he no doubt crushed it. And to the great Grandma, my man Graham, and his new show, Uncle Graham, Storytime with Uncle Grandma, about to debut. We played a couple clips from it now, and it's so good. He's got so many stories. So thank you to everyone. Let's go back to the Mega Cam one more time. Just wanna, there it is. You know, sometimes you just let the pictures do the talking. And this one is saying a lot of sexy things. Look at the cute on this. Oh, I just, you know, there they are. Ah, with this music and this visual, this could be like one of those calming things that they give you, hey? When you're stressed out, it's like, listen and watch this. Is she gonna get in there? Oh, good job, you guys. We'll be back tomorrow, 4 p.m., rain or shine. We do it all the time, so we will see you then. Do not forget, karma is very, very real, all right? So start doing good things, and you'll notice it'll start happening to you. I promise you. Have a great rest of your hump day.